Yeah, which would be interesting. Okay, let's stay in the AFC, and let's go to Drake Maye now, because he was nearly perfect in New England's rout of the Jets yesterday. 19 of 21, 256 yards, a career down. With the Bills' loss, the Patriots now have claimed the AFC East. But let's look at Sunday's performance, that 5-touchdown performance. Drake Maye's odds to win the MVP moved from plus 130 to plus 180, according to DraftKings Sportsbook. Do you think, Didi, he is the MVP?
Drake Maye's MVP. I mean, just what we've seen these last 2 weeks, I think, have solidified that signature comeback against the Ravens. And you already raspberry. You already give me the raspberry, right? And then what we saw this week was a perfect game. It was a perfect game. We've never seen that.
But it was against the Jets.
But a lot of teams play against the Jets.
And a lot of teams light them up.
And a lot of players light them up, but they do not have a perfect game. He had the highest QBR we've ever seen. 13,000 quarterbacks have thrown since QBR has started. There have been 13,000 times quarterbacks thrown with the QBR. He had the best one we've ever seen. We've never seen that game before. That is something that is a signature win. Even though, yes, it's against the Jets, good quarterbacks play against these Jets. Good quarterbacks play against bad teams. We've never seen that. Add that to what we saw with the Ravens. Add that to what we've seen all season, the arm talent, what he's done with this versus expectations with this team. I think you got to give it to Drake Maye.
Matthew Stafford would be my MVP pick today. I love the MVP conversation. I love arguing about the MVP because I think it brings a lot of people who have had outstanding seasons and impacts to their team into the conversation. There's no quarterback that has been asked to make more high leverage throws than Matthew Stafford. There's no quarterback who's made high leverage throws than Matthew Stafford. There's no quarterback that has been asked to make more tight window throws than Matthew Stafford, specifically down in the red zone. When you just watch the ball that is played and the stuff that they ask Stafford to operate, it makes you drop your jaw. I would tell you this. If Stafford wins MVP and he wins the Super Bowl, I think it puts him in the conversation for one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. I think it puts him into that group of that top 10, top 15 quarterbacks of all time because he's going to have the hardware and the stats to go with it. I think it's close. I'm going to give you that. I think what Drake Maye has done this year has been absolutely remarkable, and to the expectations and what he's doing it with, I totally agree. My pushback to you with the Drake Maye thing is, who's that signature win? Where's that signature win? The on the road, the one Buffalo, and I think week 3 or week 4, I'll give you. But outside of that, and it's not his fault, they just haven't played anybody, I would also put McCaffrey right into that conversation. What McCaffrey has done this year is remarkable. Be leader right now.
All right, this guy has won the award. Cam, what do you think? Who deserves the MVP?
Can we remind the people that the MVP stands for most valuable player?
Yep.
And I understand that it's been an offensive favorite award, and I've caught my share of flack going against the grain of Drake Maye for obvious reasons in recent history. I love what Mike Vrabel and what Josh McDaniels have done to really reincarnate a thriving star in this league. But the reality is, if we're going off of most valuable player, it should be Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett, ladies and gentlemen, has been a force. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, who does Myles Garrett remind us of? Lawrence Taylor. He won the MVP in 1986 with 20.5 sacks. And then you go back, what other defenders won the MVP? You got Alan Page, the Purple People Eaters, who were playing with Minnesota Vikings. He even was a dominant force in 1971. Ladies and gentlemen, we wasn't even keeping count of sacks then. That's how dominant it is. You don't see people game planning Drake Maye, respectfully, not even Matthew Stafford, as much as they game planned against Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett has literally shifted the whole culprit of saying we cannot allow this young man to dominate. And if we're talking about most valuable player, he has shown that he is the most valuable player.
He can't win football games. He can't win football.
What in God's green earth, Heavenly Father, did you just rattle off, dog? Value would mean that there's a positive impact because of your value. Myles is amazing. He's the defensive player of the year, but his impact has not proved value when it comes to winning the football games. That's not his fault. That's not his fault. But it doesn't make you the MVP. You can't be MVP on a team that's going to have the 4th pick of the NFL draft or the 5th pick of the NFL draft. Cam, there's no way. There's no way. Dear Lord, there's no way you believe this. There's no way, bro. You mean to tell me?
I do. Cross my heart.
Where would the Browns be without Myles Garrett?
Winless.
Yeah.
Okay. So they got like 3 with them? 4 with them? You mean where would the Rams? I can't believe.
Winless. I must mark is just a 4-game difference from where they are right now. You just can't have an MVP who's only won 25% of the games that they've had. Myles Garrett, I think, is the best player in the league, and that's a whole different conversation than most valuable. Being valuable enough to get you 4 wins is not going to get you.
Your value has to in a team sport has to equate wins. Okay. Like it has to equate wins by your performance.
Okay. You won this award. What is happening?
Do we understand that value means that with your involvement, you give the team the best opportunity to win? The Cleveland Browns have been in games that they were not supposed to be in because of Myles Garrett. And if he was with a competent offense that had the proper pieces in place, they will be a playoff team, ladies and gentlemen. So if you take Myles Garrett's impact, if you take Myles Garrett's season and you put it on somebody else's team that will be in the playoffs, he's clearly the MVP favorite.
No. He's clearly the best defensive player in football.
No. And see, this is where we have this conversation about, are we talking about the most valuable player?
Yes.
And it has always been given to the offensive player. Now, defenders are not the sexy position, especially not the defensive end. He plays this game in a way that we have not seen in recent memory. Aaron Donald, Reggie White, Micah Parsons, those guys are the hand-selected few. He's the only person that reminds you of what Lawrence Taylor was for people like myself who never seen a live Lawrence Taylor game.
Micah was in the MVP conversations years ago when Dallas had that top 3 defense and they were rolling in the regular season and lost like 4 years ago when he was in the MVP. It's not, yes, it certainly has steered itself towards offensive players, but Micah, when he was being the dominant force his first or second year in the NFL, he was in the MVP conversation. You cannot win MVP if your performance does not prove wins in the team sport. Myles Garrett's impact on the Browns is not nearly as impactful as it is Drake Maye's in New England or Matthew Stafford's with the Rams. Both those teams are Super Bowl contenders, and both those teams are mainly that because of the way their quarterbacks are playing.
The issue that I have with that is, you're right. And both of those teams have competent teams. The Cleveland Browns is not that. That does not negate the impact that Myles Garrett has had. And it will be overlooked because of Cleveland Browns' success this year. But when you start to put microscopic views to what Myles Garrett has done, he has literally dominated this game defensively that a lot of people turn a blind eye to. And I'm just here to remind people that if we're talking about, once again, the most valuable player, a disruptor, it should be Myles Garrett.
Okay, let me bring this around really quick. So, for one, yes, he does disrupt the football game. He is definitely a value to the Browns organization and that football team. But he can't win or lose you games because he doesn't have the ball in his hands at the end of games. They only have 4 wins so far this season.
They also don't win.
And they're not good. So, Cam, if I may, who would be second in your MVP voting?
Yes.
Who would be second in line?
We don't want to care about no second.
Oh, my God.
No, we care. We care.
Dear Lord Jesus, give me strength.
It's number 1. I'm so thrilled of the play that Drake Maye has shown. He leads the league in QBR. He leads the league in rating overall. Drake Maye, I'm sorry. Matthew Stafford, on the other hand, has still proven that age is just a number. He's going out there throwing the football better than anybody has ever thought he would at this age. But when you start to think about, do you blame a person that is on defense that is not capable of scoring, but he gives his offense that is on his team the best opportunity to score, and they don't score? Now, who's to blame for that? So you're going to punish him?
I want to ask you a question. Your MVP year, your dominant year, you're carrying the Carolina Panthers. You're doing all you can. You are the guy. You get a phone call and you say Myles Garrett with 4 wins is winning MVP over you. What do you say?
What was his stats?
Cam, come on. That is not what you would
Cam,
say.
you are tripping right now.
That is not what you would
There's
say.
no way. There's no way on a 4-win team that you think the defensive end should be the winner of MVP.
I can't.
There's no way.
All right. I guess I'll be the deciding factor here then. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
We've shown the people and the fans of this award, you might as well call it the other offensive award. If we're talking about most valuable player, there's not a more valuable player in the NFL than Myles Garrett.
Yes, there is.
Granted, you can make your argument about Drake Maye. You can make your argument about Matthew Stafford. But let's not forget, value also comes with the disruption and the account. There's nobody who has drawn more attention to him than Donald Trump or Myles Garrett. He is just who he is. He requires a lot of attention. And that has to be something that somebody considers outside of an offensive player.
No.
Okay.
Cam, the definition of value, to regard that something is held to deserve the importance of worth or usefulness of something. How are we quantifying his worth in a team sport?
Oh, my goodness. This has gone
It
in a
does
place.
not matter if you go on Webster, Google, ChatGPT.
How does it not
I know
matter?
the definition of value. And when I see value, if I ask ChatGPT, hey, give me a description of value, you're going to see number 95 for the Cleveland Browns.
No, you'll see it
That's
under
Myles
dominance.
Garrett. He
You'll
is
see it
the
under
epitome.
dominance.
He's the visual of value. You're
right, we
delusional,
gotta
Dan.
No.
All right, we got to go.
You're
This
still
is
on that
crazy.
Christmas stuff.
I don't know. This is crazy. Drake Maye.
You started partying New Year's.